Hey there, goblins and ghouls, and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another episode of Musicians Hangout with your host, Crash Fistfight from Villain Plays the Victim, the Booty Pop Moopsie, and Maxine Maxwell of the Maxwell.
It helps to have it on.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Happy Wednesday. Hello. Oh, I liked your intro, Goblins and Ghouls. Yes.
Goblin, what is the season?
It is spooky season, our favorite season.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And with spooky season, we have some really awesome bands on tonight.
Yes, we do.
Oh
Very
my goodness.
exciting.
I'm so excited too. This is going to be a good one. All right, you guys, I'll go over our mission statement and then we'll bring our guest up for tonight. Our mission statement here on Musicians Hangout is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save
music.
And we have Dawn from Murder Weapons up in the house. Come on up.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Where's she at?
Oh, I think we had a technical difficulty.
We do have technical
We do have a technical difficulty. Well, shall we play the technical difficulty video? I will message Dawn while we play it.
Yes, you message Dawn. Tell her
to sign out and come back in?
Yep.
Oh, spooky season. You're spooking us already. Okay, here we go. I'll get that.
I'm going to kick her out. Sorry,
okay.
Dawn.
Sorry, Dawn. We'll bring you back. Hang tight, everybody. But we have this awesome video for our segment, Technical Difficulties.
Yeah, to play it.
All right, I see her. Let's bring her up.
Hey.
Very better.
We just had to play our video.
I mean, we were 3 seconds into the show.
I don't know what happened. But anywho.
New record.
Sometimes we have those technical difficulties, and that's exactly why our friend Don Rush made us the video.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. Well, and when he made it, it took a long time to be able to use it. It was almost like it jinxed us a little bit in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We were having technical difficulties like almost every show.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
of course, and then it was 6 months before we.
Right. Yeah.
You know what's so funny is during COVID, it seemed like Zoom and all that shit worked just fine during a pandemic when half the people were not even working, and then now everything's supposedly back to normal. And I have so much problems with like Zoom, Microsoft Teams. It's like it glitches all the time now. So weird.
Yeah.
So that is really weird because more people were online while we were all at home. So
right. That's what I mean.
What the heck?
Crazy.
So I got a message from Ticker. He'll be on in just a few moments as well. So representing Cryptamnesia. But let's talk about murder weapons for a little bit with Dawn. Dawn, we've had you on the show before. It's been a couple years. So for viewers that don't know,
new viewers,
go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your band.
Yeah. So I've actually been singing, personally, I've actually been singing since I was a little kid. I started singing in church. I've always loved to sing, grew up singing gospel. And that's why, a lot of people are like, your voice sounds so not industrial. But, gospel was kind of the gospel and blues were kind of the beginning of rock and roll, right?
Yes,
and so that's, what I learned growing up, and that's how I sang. In high school, I was lucky enough to have a wonderful art teacher like you, Maxine, and a wonderful music teacher that I formed my first rock band in high school. And from there, I moved. That was in Delaware. I lived in Delaware in high school and in college, and then moved out here to Seattle during the big grunge time, and joined a couple grunge bands. And then I decided that all I wanted to do was music. So I quit my job and went on the road with a cover band, and I toured the entire Northwest for a couple of years. And we played 6 and 7 nights a week, every single week, traveling all over the Northwest and even up into Alaska. And I just really burned myself out. First of all, singing covers all the time, 6 and 7 days a week. There was like no Christmas, no Thanksgiving, like no break. You just always were playing. And so it got to the point that like if neighbors invited me to a barbecue, I'd just be like, I can't, I have to gig. And I was sick all the time because people at that time were coming into bars, 6, 7 nights a week, and they were sick. And so I would get sick, and then the whole band would get sick, and we lived off Dayquil and NyQuil. And so finally I was like, I want to do, if I'm going to put this much of myself into something, I want to do originals again. So I started with my best friend, who I still live with and still have a studio with, started an electronic band called Electronica. And we did kind of techno, electronica. All of our music was kind of like dance remix. And so we did some covers, like we did a lot of like Depeche Mode and New Order and Bjork and that kind of thing. And then we would mix it into our own original. And then we just started doing our own originals. But it was like there wasn't the stop and like chit chat with audience. It was like an entire night of music that was all kind of interwoven with each other. So people were just on the dance floor the whole time. It's really cool. And so did that for a while. And then my music partner decided to go back into covers because that's his thing. He likes to do it. He started running sound. So I got involved with a few different bands in the Gothic scene. So like from 2011 until 2016, I was like in 4 different bands playing, singing. So working during the day and then doing all these bands at night. And so in 2012, I met Jesse, who was just starting Murder Weapons. And at the time he was married and he wanted his wife to sing, and he wanted me to kind of train her how to sing and be like a backup singer. And I was like, fine. I was in, 3 other bands. So it was like, whatever, I don't have that much time. But Jesse handed me like an album's worth of instrumental music and said, I need you to make these songs. And we're opening up for My Life with a Thrill Cult in a month. I'm like, okay. I assumed he had like lyrics and some kind of structure or something. He had none of that. He just had like, look, here's the music.
Oh my God. I was going to say Ticker's here, but now he's gone.
So I,
Ticker's here. Now he's gone.
I got my good friend.
He's back. He's gone.
And music partner to help me, kind of make these into songs. And in 2012, we started Murder Weapons.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Tucker.
Hi.
Hey, welcome, Tucker.
My headpiece is a little off balance there.
Well, it's a fabulous piece. Where did you get it?
That is cool.
eBay. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
I'm just gonna take that off. I looked at the photo and I was like, whoa.
Like put it on front? Like how does it work?
Oh, I have no idea.
He's testing it out.
How we doing?
Good.
Living the dream.
So we're just getting started. Dawn just, summed up her music career in a nutshell, and then like segued into, how they started Murder Weapons.
Yep.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about, yourself and your project too.
Yeah. Well, I will say I definitely love the story of Dawn. Their whole epicness. I have some really epic electronica CDs. What was the name of that project? What was it?
Electronica and Anguisette.
Nice.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Cool. I'm gonna come in real quick with saying that the first time I got to play a show with Murder Weapons was a very magical moment because it was the Louis G days.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Pamela Moore, Murder Weapons.
Whoa.
Instant love, man. I Am Infamy before they were Scythe Gang, 666.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was such a fun show.
Cool.
Yeah. I miss you guys very much.
Oh, we miss you too.
We all do. I'm so excited for this weekend.
Right?
I have been frustrated because I don't understand why Crypt and Murder Weapons don't play often.
Well, there's not a lot of clubs left. Come on. All of our special places.
I know.
Yeah.
I read this article in Rolling Stone that talked about how that all got dealt out, and according to them, when that COVID crap happened, there was 90% of venues closed, and like I don't know if that was the U.S. or everywhere in the world.
Probably U.S.
The only and the only artists, the only venues that made it were the ones that got the grant of some. I can't remember the name of the grant. But there was a grant, and I know that Tony V's was one of those because Tony talked about it and stuff. So it's, as we all know, it's been brutal. And that really does suck. So I really wish you guys got to play the club before we had to close because you would have loved that place.
Yeah,
it was amazing. I was blessed to be able to play both stages.
We had a show for Murder Weapons lined up like later.
Yep.
And we got bad news like the month of. So, but it's okay because we're moving forward, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I am very excited to see the new Airport Tavern. I've actually never played Airport Tavern, but to hear that there's been this like big upgrade,
right?
Very excited. And
hopefully the room is facing the right way.
So much, John. You're always like, yeah, I can't wait. We're gonna try to do some other stuff there too, like banners and stuff. But
nice.
Is that how you're? I'm like this. Conte's joining.
Yay! Yes. Pizza duty with the kiddos. So.
Hi, hello.
Miss you guys. How are you guys?
And look at everybody.
Living the dream.
Oh yeah, 7-year-olds, man. I tell you what.
Oh my God,
and dating a week. Yeah.
So I was just talking about how we're excited to check out Airport Tavern. I've never been, and
I've drank in there, but I've never played there. So I'm very excited to really. And I heard they did an expansion. I heard they're like double the size. So I'm fucking super stoked. And I want to check out the new Overkill, latterly known as the Plaid Pig. For sure.
Oh.
Yeah, now that's Overkill. Like, I mean, shit, I haven't been in there, so let's check it out, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And Turk's Cantina, that's right there too.
Yeah. And the canteen is the Cantina. Is that what you just said?
Cantina.
Yeah, Church Cantina or Cantina. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Adam and
Nicole.
Nicole. Yes.
My Hearst brethren.
Yes.
Yeah, they're awesome people.
I just had to give some love real quick on Murder Weapons, but you were asking about the start of Crypt. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I went on some crazy ADHD rant, so I had to.
Okay. That's what
the start of Crypt. That's a legacy.
I'll tell you. I'll try to wrap it up on because it's a long story, but
very much.
Pretty much, I was leaving my old band Ravages of Time, and I hit the ground running because I wanted to prepare to have something cool. I always wanted to do industrial, so I found these guys, and I did it with Saren. I found Saren because he could do all the cool stuff on the computer, and I told him I wanted industrial. We didn't get industrial. We got like horror punk for a minute because I found a bunch of guys who refused to do any of that.
And then, I liked it.
We lost Mikey, our drummer, who passed. I knew him for 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I had a 16-piece orchestra, chamber orchestra called the Orchestra of Death.
Wow.
And it had everything. It had bassoon, it had clarinets, it had violin and cello. And Mikey was the drummer because I wanted to combine metal and like a Tim Burton-esque Danny Elfman.
Yes, Danny Elfman.
And I succeeded, and it was really awesome, but it only lasted a year because I was practicing at the Mirkwood, and my ex was my cello at the time, and they shut me down. So I had to cancel that. But it was then I got to play with Spittin' Cobras, who Dawn knows, Andy and Jules from KMFDM, and I have such a man crush on that whole band. I love
Steve.
Got to playing with them, even though they were in Spittin' Cobras, and it was like a combination of KMFDM and Murdoch at the time. Anyways, back to that. So we lost Mikey. It was rough. All my bandmates kind of fell apart. My guitar player got his second DUI, and at that point I realized we couldn't like tour where I wanted to, so I had to let him go. My bass player was doing all kinds of unspeakable things that I didn't want in the band, so I let him go.
I think it's just safe to say you had some standards that people didn't meet.
It's like, I have very basic request. I am all about rock and roll, and if you want to drink and do coke and whatever, fine. Please do it out of the venue and after the show, please. That's all I'm asking. And it's like the moment
I ask, especially of addicts. I've had
the moment. Yeah,
it's like children. It's like, you can't do this. Oh, I can't do this, Mom. That's the one thing I'm gonna do. And it's like,
right?
Literally anything else. Come on,
right?
So and it's hard drugs. Like coke is fine. We're all musicians here, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry if I'm crossing lines by saying that, but I've been asked to do coke more than I've been asked to do smoke weed the entire music career that I've had. So like it's everywhere. But I'm fine with it.
To smoke weed more than anything else.
Really? I've been asked to do coke so much. I'll be like in the bathroom.
I never get asked you coke. What? That's not even.
I'll be taking a piss, and some guy's like, "You want to do coke?" And I'm like, "Bro, I'm peeing."
Ew.
That happened with Rodney and I. We were together when that happened. We were in the bathroom together. And that happened to us.
It's the Bear Place now in Angora.
Yeah, we were.
Where's any of that? Where's Angora?
What was it called? It's like in Auburn. It was that's where I met
Royal Bear.
The Royal Bear. Yes. That's right.
Maxine,
we did. We went in the so like I feel you, honey, and so does Maxie. Like fuck, we went in the bathroom, right? As girls. We go to the bathroom. We're like wash our hands, like making sure we look good. Right? And this chick comes in. She's like, "You guys want to do some cocaine?" And we're just like, "No." Nice to meet you too. I'm Akate. This is Maxine. Like, oh my god, like.
So
rock and roll.
So what I'm getting at is the Cryptamnesia, that's fine, but anything above that, no. Like I say no to any super hard stuff. And it's like the moment I say that, one of the bandmates is like, "Don't do meth, challenge accepted." And I'm so like I had a couple bandmates do that stuff.
It's been a bit of a revolving door, but like unfortunately in a good way.
Yeah, and I went through some other guys, and just recently, I'm so what I'm getting at is it's been a long struggle to find people to see the dream.
Yeah, I get that.
I want to write some cool stuff. I have a big vision, and I want to have fun and be rock and roll, but I want to be professional. I want us to get to the point. People are paying for those tickets. People are paying $5-10. They could be going and spending that money on Netflix, on YouTube, on I don't know, anything else. But people are coming out to live music. So why the hell are you going to screw up your show? Like you're giving bad, you know, at this point with how desperate we are to get people out to shows, it's not that you're screwing, like you're not even giving your band a bad name now. Now you're giving the whole local music scene a bad name.
Right. Because, don't go out anymore like they used to. So it's like, come on, man.
We need to keep that. And I've been really anal about that. So I've been going through a lot of bandmates lately. I just had to let my guitar player Saren, I had to let him go again for the final time, and I had to let my bassist go, and I had to let my drummer go because it's just they don't understand that, you know. They want to party and hook up with people, and that's cool, but if you're in a band like that, that's okay. I don't if you want to be a garage band or you want to be in a band that wants to hook up with people and do drugs, fine. But this is not a band. Cryptamnesia wants to take over the world. We're mad science metal, you know? So I want to dominate the world. And
I think a big pressure to like what he's saying is like right now, like we're sitting on like a couple of record label deals, and it's a matter of like setting a few things and like setting order straight. And you're a bad representation. You're a bad representation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's got to be a brotherhood. It's got to be fair, and you got to think about each other because your bad actions influence everybody. You know, guilty by association. If you're out there making an ass, the whole band looks like shit for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Fortunately, with
yes.
And
it's all professionalism.
Exactly. You know? And you know,
it's balance, dude. It's balance. You can have fun.
Yeah, because it's so rock and roll. Like we all want to have fun. We all want to have a great time. We're like kings and queens of having a good time. But at the end of the day, like you're representing yourself. Like you're gonna put your best work forward. Like, and it's shameful that people can like shit on that, you know, and like sometimes, you know, it's just come and go.
Yeah,
but it's up and up from there. Yeah,
absolutely. So where we're at right now. So it's been a struggle. There's been a lot of ups and downs.
Some cleaning house.
You know. Met a lot of people. Met a lot of people. Let a lot of people go. I know it sounds negative, but it's not. It's been just like a
business.
It's
great, you know, perseverance. You know, and
well, it's very much a rebirth. In fact, the new album that we're working on right now, writing, where I'll be doing a lot more vocals and theremin on, is called Reanimate. Because Reanimate is really kind of where the band's at right now. There's very much been a revolving door. You know, there's a price to pay when you rock and roll. Like some people rock and roll too hard. You know, and that's cool. I love you. We all love you, but like it's just not everyone's cup of tea. And at the end of the day, you know, there's got to be a means to the end. You know, like what are you doing it for? So there's a lot of big shit coming up with Crypt, some new albums called Reanimate. And
we're playing that big epic show with the Maxwells and Murder Weapons.
Imagine
at the Airport Tavern, thanks to Dawn.
And Tacoma is the best place to play. Like,
it's a fun
place. Really the only place to play these days. Like,
So
we're the only ones with the venues.
Yeah, dude, Tacoma, they know how to fucking party. They don't have their noses up in the ass. They buy merch. They get down. Like, I'm from Tacoma. I mean, look how I turned out. Shit, I'm wearing a top hat fucking night. Tacoma, man. I'm so stoked for this.
Kate, if you haven't caught on that yet, I know you guys did, but Kate is officially one of the members of Cryptamnesia. So we got Corey Chaos is still in it. He's been the one guy that's been like seeing the
solid
big picture.
Solid as fuck. Solid.
And we're going to be officially all industrial. We got four members. I'm kind of going back to when I talked to Daniel Graves from Aesthetic Perfection. I had him on my podcast a while back, and he told me that he was tired of all the people who didn't take it seriously, that didn't understand, and he just did it himself. And right now we have Professor Hext, which is Marcus, Corey, Kate, and I.
Oh, yeah, he's
and
awesome.
We're taking it to an industrial level. I'm studying ministry and KMFDM and learning a lot of their plugins and the things that they did. And we're gonna, so the shows that we're doing with you guys, with you ladies, excuse me, and And
I got a guy.
Oktoberfest, guy here. You ladies. And the two shows this month are going to be the last couple shows that we do of like what we've been doing. And then next year, at the beginning of the year, we will have a new album,
Nice.
The new sound. I'm really a fan. Do you all know who Mick Gordon is?
Mick Gordon sounds familiar.
He's so he is a solo artist, kind of like like a Trent Reznor or a
and you should definitely listen.
And he does all the music he does a lot of video game stuff. So he does all the metal for like Doom, the game Doom,
dude,
or
fire.
Okay.
I can't remember the other ones, but he's really awesome, and he's combined those. He's kind of like I would say like a Ministry. KMFDM, but like of modernizing with like the heavier stuff.
Pioneer of like bringing those things like to that video game level, but it's like it's
modern.
Yeah.
But
that's the best way you can say it.
He goes to drop E though.
Ooh.
Like that is so low. I didn't even know you can go that low.
Right?
Okay, sorry. Anyways, I really ranted when you said the start of Crypt. I tried really hard to condense it.
No worries. That's fine. Like Musicians Hangout is for like going off into all of these realms. It's totally cool.
We're here to talk about your band and your music.
Well, and the chat's blowing up over here, you guys. We got the Hypnotech saying, "Hey, you guys."
Oh, Chris, what up, Zucchini?
No, Hypno Man.
Hypno Man. Hypno Man.
We've got Kevin in the house.
Oh,
Kevin,
oh, what
up?
up?
Who did the awards?
Yeah.
We've got Rebecca.
Of course, Rebecca. Much love.
We've got our friend Matthew who said hey before Ticker and Hati joined us. You guys. Hey, thanks for joining us, everyone. Super cool.
Thanks for having us too, by the way.
Of course.
I was a terrible bandmate, and I forgot to tell the other guys that we were doing this. They're gonna be like, "What musicians? Why were we told?"
Well, we'll have you guys back on.
Yeah, man.
Basically, this whole show was to, promote
your guys' show coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
Heck yeah!
Actually, Don got a hold of us and was like, "Hey, can be on Musicians Hangout before we do our show?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." And Crash was like, "Yeah." So let's invite Tigger. Okay, so this is what tonight was all about. Was just to like get everybody excited about what we're doing at the Airport Tavern. I've never played there myself, so I'm excited to see what it's like. I've heard really good things about it even before the whole model, so I'm excited to experience it with you guys.
Yeah. We got
I was geeking out, man. I got asked to play with Murder Weapons and Cryptamnesia. You can't say no to that. We were actually kind of going on a hiatus. Like the Maxwells were like, "We'll come out in the spring of 2025. We're just gonna kind of take the year off." And then Dawn got a hold of me, and I was like, "Yes."
So legit. That's what happened to us. We were taking a hiatus, and we're trying to create. Because we've been playing the same content for 3 years, and we try to do new stuff every year. Every Hallows Eve, Crypt tries to have new stuff, and we were on a roll. But for 3 years, we struggled.
Like that's revolving door, like teaching.
Yeah, and I 2 of those years I had to deal with someone that rhymes with Mames Menady, but I won't go any further than that. So,
Oh.
Sorry, I'm not political, so I'm just gonna say it. So that was a big chunk of it. So now that we're finally at a point where we can start creating, we're really excited. But we were gonna take a hiatus, and then Dawn hit us up, and I was like, first off, we haven't played with Murder Weapons ever. Secondly, the Maxwells, and third, Airport Tavern. We told the guys, we were like, saddle up, Seabiscuit, we're playing. And Shocktoberfest. So we were these 2 shows, and plus it just feels dirty to not play October. You know,
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That's a
You can't
very
say
Who cares about the rest of the year? But October,
Right.
come on,
That's the time.
right?
That was another reason I'm like, costume party,
I
October,
know.
like, come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I can't wait until you all see what we've been up to. And like I said, like Kate said, she's busting out a real theremin and doing some stuff, and not for these shows. But like,
Well, we're in the writing process now. So like with Reanimate, the album Reanimate coming out, it'll be definitely a reanimation of the band. Some more solid, committed individuals involved, and really like elevating the sound, because I mean, you know, mad science metal, it's such a fucking rad thing.
Science!
And yes, science, fucking science. And no one's
going to do a cover of that song, Industrial.
Oh,
so we are. We want to do that.
Yes.
She blinded me
with science.
Science.
Oh yes. So it's like,
That's
you know,
awesome.
it just can't. It's one of those things, like anything in music, really. When there's something beautiful, you just can't let it go to waste, you know. So it's definitely a reanimation of the band, and like setting shit forward and like coming full force at you. So I'm fucking stoked for that.
But and we're excited to do this.
Oh my gosh, can't wait.
What is the Maxwells and Murder Weapons coming out with new content?
We've got some newer stuff that we're bringing. We were, you know, wanting to bring a little bit more newer stuff, but we felt a little bit of a time crunch. But we got a couple new ones that you guys haven't heard yet. So
hell yeah.
That's
I'll always remember the first memory. Oh, go ahead. I want to hear what Murder Weapons up to too. Sorry.
Well, we're actually bringing back. We used to open up every single show that we did with a song about the Gray Man, who was this horrifying serial killer that killed children back, I think, like in the 20s. And the song was called The Children. In fact, I remember the very first time that Steve White from KMFDM came and saw us, he was like, I love this song about the children. And it's kind of slow, but it's very kind of like wicked fairy tale-ish sounding. And we just stopped playing it. And so Tony, who is our drummer, who I also was in another band with called Glass Android years ago, he was like, please, can we play The Children? And I'm like, gosh, I don't even know if I remember the lyrics to it. Wow. So we've been rehearsing that to bring that back. And I'm super excited about it. We're also working on a song about Richard Ramirez.
Ooh, nice. The Night Stalker.
Richard,
be cool.
He was the Night Stalker.
He was the Night Stalker. He was like
50s or 60s.
unusually good looking.
Oh,
and when he was in prison, women were like begging him to marry them. And he was just like,
he was a good looking man.
Is he the guy that was also on that dating show? Was that the same one? Because there was one of them.
Was he on the dating show?
There was a serial killer that went on a dating show.
Yeah, I saw
that.
It
was Ted Bundy.
Was it Bundy?
It was Ted Bundy. I don't think
he was kind of a Romeo too, wasn't he? Ted Bundy.
Bundy was quite the Romeo.
Every time I hear Ted Bundy, I keep thinking people are bringing up Al Bundy from Married with Children, and I'm like, what?
You know what's crazy about Ted Bundy? So I was hatched and raised into Compton, Washington.
Yeah, but your grandma's story.
Yeah, well, so I went to the same high school that Ted Bundy went to, and the only reason I know that is because his locker and the 666 locker were like blocked off.
Oh,
and it's like, honestly, no, like what you're gonna use his locker and become a serial killer? Like no one even knows this was his fucking locker.
Take it over me.
Yeah, so his locker was blocked off, and now here it gets even
I have his pencil.
The house I grew up in was like 2 blocks from the house he grew up in. I know the house that he lived in. He lived like next door to my best friend growing up, actually. Well, he didn't live there anymore, but the house, you know.
Right.
And my grandma, she was a lunch lady. Maxine and Tony, you've met my grandma at shows.
Yes.
She's a firecracker. So she used to be a lunch lady. She used to be a lunch lady, believe it or not, at UPS, the University of Puget Sound.
Yeah.
And she knew Ted Bundy. She didn't know him personally, but she knew of him. So she said that it was odd. It was a shock to all of them because he was the only guy that all the lunch ladies remembered, because every time he'd come through the line, he was always, "How's it going? How are you?" He was very
Super
polite,
nice.
really nice. And
go look out for those nice
but
guys.
she did say she was like, he never had any friends. He was always by himself, but he was very sweet. So we all just thought he was like that, just the nerdy guy that didn't fit in, you know?
Really?
And, but yeah, my grandma served him lunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a small world.
Small world. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, I looked up a guy that was on the dating show. His name was Rodney James Alcala.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So he was on like that dating show back in the 60s, The Dating Game.
Yeah.
Looking for victims.
Yeah, I saw a video of that guy.
What was his weird like serial killer name? Because they all have one.
Yeah, they all
TV
have
date night
like
thrill killer.
The clown killer.
Hold on, I'm looking for it.
The most disturbing one
Clown
other
or
than the
whatever
clown
it
guy was the
Gacy.
Brooklyn vampire. Yeah, Gacy. But the Brooklyn vampire is disturbing because he would eat children and send body parts to their families. Like,
that sounds like the Gray Man.
And he would send letters and describe how well they tasted.
That was Gray Man.
That's sick.
That's the Gray Man?
Yep.
You
that's
imagine
the Gray
getting that letter?
Gray
That's
Man.
terrible. That's the worst to me, in my opinion. But the one that's the most interesting, I felt, was H.H. Holmes, because he was very mad science.
Oh, he was diabolical.
Yeah, he was like the original inventor of the modern day haunted house.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, you ain't getting out of this one.
No.
Yeah, Gray Man's real name was Albert Fish.
Okay, same
Oh
guy.
yeah, I know Albert Fish.
No wonder he was pissed off.
But apparently he was like married with children and doing all this, kind of similar to BTK, where they were like married and had this regular normal life, and then on the slide they were killing people.
He's that quiet guy at work, you know, that you got to worry about, man. That's just
Yeah,
weird.
right? The clean, good, quiet guy.
Like the stapler guy on Office Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
That's my thing.
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
I'm gonna burn this place down.
I could be wrong.
Stapler.
I could be wrong, but there was two serial killers that never got caught. And I know that Jack the Ripper was one of them. Do you all remember the second one?
The
Zodiac killer was never caught.
Yeah.
They finally figured out who it was.
That guy too.
Yeah, that's very fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know though. I think they did solve Jack the Ripper in a way, because there was this thing I was watching where there's these indiscrepancies in timelines between H.H. Holmes and remember I was telling you about that shit?
They thought maybe it was him.
So check this out, right? H.H. Holmes, right?
This is mind-blowing.
So we learn about that he had this house of horrors and all the murders that he committed. Like, we're thinking up to like 120 plus murders. That's a fucking lot of murders, right?
Right.
Now, so the thing about the Jack Ripper was, like, he came and he went, right? And he was very sophisticated. He was very well skilled. Now, H.H. Holmes was from America, right?
Right.
Now, at the time of Jack the Ripper, H.H. Holmes goes on vacation, right? An extended vacation to where? London, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
And disappears. And at that same time, all of a sudden, there's this new intern in London. There's record of him coming into London and learning these surgical skills and crafts there in London, right? He's there as a medical student. But while he's there, all these crazy murders happen. And then the minute he comes back to America, gets caught after the World Games with his House of Horrors, everything stopped. Jack the Ripper disappeared. The only time Jack the Ripper was active was when H.H. Holmes was out of the country. And that's like, I don't know, it's quite bizarre. He goes over, he learns this medical shit, comes back and is like this notable murderer. And Jack the Ripper vanishes from thin air of there. It's like he came and left, right? But like this guy goes, I don't know, man. I'm not fucking Sherlock Holmes.
That is interesting.
But that is very interesting. Like the timeline, man. I don't know. I don't know. I think they're one and the same. I think H.H. Holmes is the Ripper.
They never caught the guy that killed the Black Dahlia either.
No.
Yeah, the dentist guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
dude.
there's three. Then my whole thing was
Well,
bullshit.
was there ever an official name? Was there ever an official name for the guy that got the Black Dahlia? I mean, I know it's always been the Black Dahlia case, but was there ever an official name for that guy?
Because they didn't catch him.
Well, yeah, but they never caught the Zodiac Killer, but they call him the Zodiac Killer. They never caught Jack the Ripper.
That's what they call him,
Black Dahlia Killer. Yeah, the Black Dahlia Killer.
Yeah,
like that's his name. All right, that's nice though. The victim at least claims that title. I like that. They should all stay that way, right?
Play some great music.
Oh, Maxine, your kitty's with you. Rock and roll.
There's your wrist.
Always has to make an appearance.
Don't you have some too?
I have a kitten, a new kitten. Yes,
I saw your kitten.
She's like a 3.5 griddle. Yes.
What's her name? Griddle?
No, I named him Buddy because I wanted to name him Yoda, but I live with my best friend, and he's like, "That's a stupid name because it's got the big huge ears." And so then I thought of my favorite Christmas movie is Elf, and Buddy was villain, you know?
Yeah.
Acts just like, but I mean, he's literally like bouncing off the walls. So for him is Buddy.
San Francisco. I love that movie. You know that actor, the older guy that was his dad?
He died.
Newhart?
Dr. Dilback.
They talk about Newhart. He's talking about how he was actually genuinely that irritated. He didn't like
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell. So
and same with James Caan. Is that who you're talking about? James Caan or Bob Newhart?
The dad.
Bob
the guy
Newhart was an elf.
The grumpy New York
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grumpy New York dad.
How he was like James Caan. His stepbrother.
Apparently, very little of that was acting. He was actually genuinely irritated.
Yep. And he played in The Godfather. He was Sonny in The Godfather.
Oh,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to. So, obviously, it's Dawn and Jesse, right? Like you two are the beating hearts of
murder weapons.
Yeah.
Who do you still have? The Viking, because I always forget his name.
Yes, our metal guitar player.
Sean?
Me and Sean are the Vikings, and then Tony and Jesse are the horror masks and makeup. Yeah,
I know who he is. I've met him a billion times, and for some reason, I always forget his name. Like I can, if I see him in a group, I know who he is, and I know he's.
Is that Tony or Sean you're talking about?
Well, the guy that wore the white and black, the guitar,
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean.
I always forgot his name, so I feel bad, but I love him so much.
SHON. That's might help you remember because not a lot of people named Sean or spell it that way.
SHON. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like Sean.
And he's also in a metal band called Wither.
He's in Wither?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Because I know exactly who Wither is. I never played with him though. That would have been so funny if we did, and I didn't even say hi to him because I would have. Wow.
He would have come up and said something to you if you didn't put
makeup. You see him instantly, and you know who he is. You know, he's such a nice guy. I just don't say his name out loud. I've said Jesse's name a million times, especially when he dropped us off on an island for 3 days.
Yeah, you abandoned us on the shittiest.
We asked to be abandoned.
The shittiest islands ever.
This is a crypt. Band words.
God damn it, that sucked. Fuck you, Jesse Orr, bitch. Fuck murder weapons, but fuck
you guys asked for that.
We did. It's a joke.
Oh, it was horrible. Thank you, Jesse.
Jesse was so like when you see the footage of that, Dawn, it's amazing.
Oh God,
it's so good.
He fucked us so good. It was amazing.
It's an inside joke. We're gonna make a digital frame of how many times everyone who never met Jesse on the island said "fuck you, Jesse."
Yeah, fuck you, Jesse. We wanted to be stranded on a deserted island, and boy, did he deliver.
No, he did great.
I mean,
what is this island? Where did you guys go?
Dude, it was up in okay, so it's in well,
I
it'll
feel like
be
we're getting off
season
topic.
2. Yeah. I will write you. I will
welcome to Musicians Hangout.
Let's talk the show and murder the band.
It was terrible. You know, he's so blasé that he just was like, they wanted to go to an island, they went to an island. That was the end. And that's
everything we're saying is a joke. We love Jesse to death.
And dude, he delivered.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Awesome. No, he was so cool. In fact, trust me, it's great. I can't wait for you.
I'm never going to an island again.
That's great.
Hawaii would be nice, but
so
I'll go to that island. Yeah.
We were talking about new stuff. Did everyone talk about the new stuff they were doing? Murder Weapons.
Yes, we are writing a song. And
everybody talked about new stuff.
Yeah, we may or may not bring it out Saturday. I don't know. We'll see.
I can't wait. Hive will always be my favorite, but I do love I'm bad at titles. I'm bad at everyone's titles, but it's
Serpent
the video.
Was the other video that you were in, that you starred in, was
Serpent. I love Serpent.
Yeah, that's a fire song.
That was fun.
You were so hot, Matt.
Shut up.
Go check out that video, Murder Weapon, Serpent. Yeah.
That location is so cool.
Right. I love Buckley, that haunted house in Buckley. And you know what's funny is that Netflix made a special about that Charles. He was the bikini killer in Thailand back in the 70s. And he would pretend like he was a tour guide and lure these young couples in and then kill them and steal their identity and clear them out of their bank accounts and everything. And he was he was just evil. He he escaped prison over there from just, being prison? So charming. Yeah. And then he ended up marrying his attorney to try and get out of jail. I mean, and they've had a Netflix special on him. And I was like, damn it, our song should be on there.
Right?
Right. Our drummer, our ex-drummer.
Brad. Is his name Brad?
That's awesome. And then when you did when we had Sabaton show the video that year for Crypticon, what was that video? You guys have showed it a couple times and I love it. I forget the title, but you are singing. Yeah, I love that song too. I just always forget the title, but
you know what's funny is YouTube try and block that video because Jesse took actual footage from Jonestown from the news footage and put it on there. And I mean, a lot of it's pretty grisly, what had happened, and YouTube was trying to block it. So you can if you look at the views for our other videos and that video, because it's got some block or weird thing on it. It's you can hardly, half the time you can't even watch it. They're trying to block it from being watched or something.
Wow. I had a couple of clips of animals being slaughtered. Not because I'm still a human, so I didn't want to show a lot of that. But that song Slaughterhouse that we do, it's the insinuation, the metaphor is that we all end up dead and bloody, And so I added just a couple parts. And I was trying to be very tasteful about it because I didn't want to just have this, no one wants to see cute, innocent animals get slaughtered. I wasn't trying to do that. But even those little clips I had that were very suggestive,
graphic,
taken down, and I had to.
Yeah. And people are really, I mean, I don't know. I guess people are passionate about this is news footage, but when it comes to animals, I get pretty worked up. Some
no, totally.
Animal advocate,
animals and kids, man.
Even if I'm watching something that's a documentary, I get really emotional and upset about it when it comes to animals.
A documentary that blew my mind about that is the
people still go to the store and buy me.
Yeah, the fish.
Hamburger comes around.
I know. The
I
know which one you're talking about, Crash.
Yeah.
The entire time I watched that, I was bawling my eyes out. My best friend is like, "What the fuck? Where do you think that it comes from?"
Yeah.
But the way that it's done is just so cruel.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. So when I was looking for stuff, I was trying to be suggestive. I came across stuff that I almost went vegan just watching some of that stuff.
Right. I know.
I didn't realize that that was allowed on YouTube. So when I was looking up stuff, I assumed that there were going to be videos that YouTube was like, this is okay. And when I was watching some of the stuff, I was just trying to be suggestive. So I didn't want to show anything directly. But I watched a video of what they do to pigs before they slaughter them and when they're pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, the people in those places are definitely borderline serial killers.
Yeah, they're sociopaths or something.
The people that
have to have no empathy, no compassion for that animal, look it in the eye and be able to do that.
So I get it.
I mean, God bless you. I love my bacon. But I could fucking do that. Look that
there's
animal
a humane
in the eye,
way to do stuff. But And it's not the way I watched it. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do that. I'm not just trying to. Cryptamnesia is not about blind shock rock. Like we're definitely about making a point, and we get treated pretty poorly, and animals get treated poorly, and we all end up dead. And I was just trying to
highlight that.
But like after watching those videos, there's some war ones out there too. I can't believe there's shit out there that's out there. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That should be on the dark web, not on YouTube.
Right. There's some.
It's like they've got a it's like, how do they determine what is inappropriate, like just news footage from an actual news event that happened for Jonestown, and then something that's, you know, very violent. I don't know.
And that's what's shocking is because like you can get that footage of what happened at Georgetown and see it on YouTube. But then if you use it in a music video, suddenly it's not okay. Like you already have it on here. Like where did you,
that's like, where we got it.
It's not okay here. You know, like that's what I don't understand. Like where did you get the footage? Probably YouTube. But then YouTube said you can't use the footage you got off of YouTube. Like what? Okay.
Right.
Double standards.
Definitely.
Is Georgetown also what was the one?
Not Georgetown.
Jamestown was the Kool-Aid.
Jamestown. Okay.
No, we have a
Jonestown.
Yeah, we have
Jonestown.
Well, we're
gonna go to every town.
I'm getting all the towns mixed up.
We have a friend called Georgetown. So,
well, Georgetown's in Seattle.
I work in Georgetown.
He's in Tacoma right now.
What was the one? Sorry, what I'm getting at is what was the one where there was that cult that
was Jonestown.
That was Jonestown.
Well, what was the one that worshipped aliens and they all disappeared?
Oh,
do you know?
With the Hale Bop people.
And they all worship
crazy looking guy with a gray hair.
I don't remember what it was.
And
called,
then there was hundreds. The crazy thing is there was hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And they all went out in the woods.
They still never found those people.
They drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they still never found those.
They drank the Kool-Aid, the alien Kool-Aid.
No, not the Jones Kool-Aid, man.
Of the ghost town.
The ghost Kool-Aid. I ain't drinking no Kool-Aid these days.
No.
We're sorry.
No, there was a word for those people. I can't remember what they were called.
Wasn't it Moonies?
Yeah, cultists. Nut jabs.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hale Bop. They thought the Hale Bop
serial killers.
They thought that the Hale Bop comet was a UFO.
Right.
Yeah.
Coming to pick them up from Earth.
Right.
Those guys.
Yeah.
And usually it takes people that are, you know, very depressed or have mental illness or have had a lot of tragedy.
Yeah, that was like in the year 2000, I think, actually.
Was it that recent?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think it was too long ago.
Wow.
Jeez.
I'm with you though on that, Dawn. It's sad though because they do prey on that. They prey on the people that are depressed, people that are emotionally weak, mentally weak.
Right.
And it's
no strong, secure.
I'm getting Heaven's Gate. Was it Heaven's Gate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Heaven's Gate.
Ugh.
Not so Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Not Heaven's Gate. More like Hell's Gate, right?
The Space Gate.
Right.
Well, we got off topic there. We're just really excited. I'm really excited for this weekend.
Me too.
You're all so talented, and I can't wait to share the stage with you all again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you and
for including us and everything.
Oh man, I can't wait to be part of it. I've not played with either of you guys yet, and I'm just super stoked. So
it's gonna definitely be a Halloween show.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we've got great costumes. We can't wait to bust them out. So yes.
We were making the joke of all of our bands showing up, our mates just looking like this,
like regular people. Like that would be the costume. Like
we're
all normal.
Normies.
And then we're all done up. Like it'd be like, what?
Yeah, it's all like calm down or something.
Yeah.
Normies.
Yeah, like
I don't think that would be right. That would scare me.
what's the point of Halloween, right?
Right?
We're
It would
supposed to
be
be
perfect.
scary. Yeah.
Crash, I heard that you ran into Tony at Slipknot.
I did.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yes. It was really crazy. Just there were so many people at Slipknot.
I bet.
So
I saw them back in my brother's good friends with Corey. I'm still waiting for my Thanksgiving invitation to meet him in person. That's like a bucket list of mine. But we went to Sick New World and saw Slipknot was, like the big headliner there, but also Danny Elfman. That was my favorite.
Oh my God, I love Danny Elfman. Like
he had such an amazing show. It was so good.
Oingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo. All of his Tim Burton movie stuff he did.
All his scores.
It was incredible.
That's
Danny Elfman is one of my biggest.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Corey Taylor's son in oh my God, what is the name of their band?
Yeah, they opened, didn't they?
Yes.
Oh, did they? Oh,
yes, they did.
Awesome.
And they did an amazing job. God, what is the name of their band? It's gonna drive me crazy.
I love when they do that. Max Cavalera, Soulfly, their kids do that. So like,
yes, they do.
Insight,
yeah,
the band's Insight, and one of his kids is the drummer now of Soulfly.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got to meet them and his wife Gloria, who does all the management for them.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like the whole Soulfly is just one big family. It's
we
cool.
met at a Soulfly concert.
Yes, that's how.
Aww.
That's when we first met in person. Was at a Soulfly concert.
We met online through all sorts of different, groups and such, but we met in person at Soulfly.
That's so cool.
At Club Sir of all fucking places.
Oh man,
so fun.
I miss all that. I opened up for Powerman 5000 at that place.
Nice.
My old bass player Akon was the first to do a lot of floor diving because no one would catch him. So he did stage dive. And he bumped into Spider up there, and I remember being in the crowd like, "Oh my God, you're hitting the singer, dude!" But everyone saw that, and he went to stage dive, and everybody parted, and he just went face into the ground, and he deserved it.
They were at Sick New World too. So was Front 242. That was amazing to see them. Yeah. No, Powerman 5000.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I love that you've all just. I love this. It's cool. Like all that it is so fly, and Dawn knows everybody I idolize. Like,
right?
I finally got to play with Combi Christ, and I was like, I
got. Andy's such a sweetie. Yeah.
I was like, I got to tell them this, and they're like, yeah, we played with them like 20 times.
Yeah. Well, he's also good friends with my brother. My brother's a tattoo artist down in Vegas, and he's very close to Andy. Yeah, he's tattooed Andy.
I don't remember why, but you sent me this really sick. I have all of it still in my office stuff in the office, but I have this whole thing still of stickers from your brother.
Oh yeah.
The flyers from when you and Charlie Drown were doing a bunch of cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
I have all this
cool show on Saturday. Charlie will.
I figured she's always rocking with you.
Yeah.
Does she still play?
Not really. She's kind of planning her move to Erie. She bought a building in Erie, and she's going to, kind of regroup her music over there, and then have her cool little, gothic store, and have maybe a bed and breakfast. And so yeah, she's kind of in just hunkering down and planning for that.
Is it Erie in Washington?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Heartbroken when she leaves, but yeah.
Yeah. Is it Jason Van Ness over there already, getting stuff ready?
Her boyfriend Jason is there, and he's kind of helping with the renovation of the building. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to do. I'm just gonna throw this out there. It'd be cool to do like a farewell Charlie show.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Okay, but only if the Nez promises to give me the formula for setting my drums on fire correctly.
Okay. You can ask him that.
He won't give me the formula.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna play it by ear then.
Who do you have playing on drums now for Murder Weapons?
Tony.
Yeah.
Who I used to be
Tony you were talking about with
Glass Android with. Yep.
Okay. I don't think I've met Tony.
Well, you'll get to.
All right.
Well,
right.
no, you met him at Crypticon.
Oh.
With everyone.
Just the one time?
What?
Meeting everybody at a
The
wedding.
one time? I met him once?
You met him once.
That's why I am
Just one
really. I have bad memory. It has to be a couple times, or there's like something very visual. Like when I saw you all in your makeup, I was like, "That's Murder Weapons."
Yeah, yeah.
It took once to see Murder Weapons, but when I meet people, it takes me a minute. So I'm very sure once I see him, I'll be like, "Oh, that's."
When you see him on Saturday, you'll be like, "Oh, that's right."
Yep.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are always like, "Oh, I remember." I don't do that. Like if I'm just genuine, and I'm like, I don't remember. I gotta meet him again, and I'll remember. It's a little off topic too. I'm sorry. Is Tetronaut still Tetronaut?
Why does that name sound familiar?
They do videos. Kevin.
Music
videos.
videos.
Kevin and I are still very good friends. He's in Prom Date Mixtape. The band.
Okay.
Kevin is. He's also in Hospitalized, and he's in Deviator with our old guitar player, Corey.
I just saw an ad for that today called Hospitalized. Yeah. I was like, oh,
yes.
So is like Ash, and are they all doing videos together or no?
I think Asher is got another guy that he's kind of partnered with, and they kind of do some things. I mean, Kevin is so busy being in so many different bands. They occasionally do things. They did Withers last video. But I think they kind of split a little bit. I mean, just so that Asher can do his projects with this other new dude. And then Kevin, of course, like I said, he's in at least 3 bands that I know of.
Right on. I'm sorry if I forget that we're on a talk show. I'm just like talking to you all.
We're a hangout. That's why we call it that.
Cool. I feel like we haven't talked about Tony's projects at all.
I'm in like a million of them.
I know you are.
I'm in Moves Be Still. I'm in Villain Plays the Victim.
It's because she's a drummer.
Yes.
And a rare commodity, right?
And I'm in the band Life Clock. So.
Okay. That's awesome.
That's I was poking her when we were talking about, the other guy being in all these bands. I'm like, oh, sounds familiar.
That's why. So when you did that, that's why I was like, oh, we
yes, I was like, girl, she's in so many bands. And then when somebody's looking for a drummer, I always tag her to be funny. And then they're like, oh, are you available? She's like, no.
Enough on my plate.
So sorry.
I was going to say Hakate's starting her own band here. So.
I don't, there's not enough days in the week, though.
To that. I saw that hinted online, yeah.
That's so true. That's why
it would be cool to have like an all-female, like.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's hard to find, though.
Hard to find.
That's why
female guitar players are hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm just using a MacBook. I'm tired of looking for drummers that I need a drummer that can do at least has had 5 to 10 years of like click track experience, and every time I say that, people go
right.
Good luck.
Our first drummer in Murder Weapons, literally, he did not want to play on click. I think he couldn't play to click. And so every time we played, it was like a freaking train wreck. It was like he was playing something different every time. And I'm like, wait, what song is this? Is this the song I think it is? Where am I? And so we were so happy. We had Aaron come in after him, with the Prom Date Mixtape. Do you know Aaron Ticker?
Aaron?
Yeah, he He's in Prom Date Mixtape, but he's played with a lot of industrial bands. And then when he actually went on tour with some band, and then we got Galen, who was our good friend for a long, long time. He's now with Lords of Acid and Julian K.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was like night and day having someone who could play the click. If you play any kind of electronic or industrial type music, or even metal that's got, symphonic shit in the background, you need a drummer that's going to be able to hold, that foundation and to play with a click, especially if there's samples and all that kind of stuff.
I do not play to a click. I play as
rock, punk, if it's not a lot of electronic stuff going on in the background, it's not a big deal. But if you have samples and electronic things, then everybody, it's a cacophony if you don't have that foundation.
Right.
Yeah, I pretty much play to a click because we have the click tracks and we have, what are they called? Help me. The looper.
Yeah.
So I have to be on.
Right.
Or it will sound totally off. So I can play to click.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also, like a drummer in elementary school, middle school, high school. So we had to learn by that. So it's just ingrained in me.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just got tired of looking
for a lot.
And a lot of drummers around here just want that, and that's cool. Like the rock and roll, the real feel. I just really want those synth sounds in the back. And
they're
I like
fucking
a lot.
cool, man.
And in order to, and I get it. I totally get it, because if I had to sing, or I don't know, because if I had to do something like to a perfect time, I could see why it would take away a little bit of the magic, So I don't blame drummers for not wanting to do it either. That's why I figured we would just do backtracks, because it's easier. I first time I ever saw DK0, they were the ones that made me realize, like, I want to do that. Like, they, because faking everything takes it away too. It's just kind of ruins the purpose. But if you're playing this stuff for real, they have those backtracks. They were really loud. The music was really good, and they were really playing their parts. And I saw a combination of what is awesome, and I loved it. So as long as like there's a good, healthy mix, I don't respect a lot of bigger bands that do nothing. Like Black Veil Bride is supposedly doing nothing for real. Like the guitar, the drummer, I think, from what they found out, is like the only person really playing. Like the singer's not even singing on stage. And Andy Biersack has over 75 different effects on his voice.
Whoa.
I can't respect that, because I know you suck. Like, if you need 75 different things covering you,
no thanks.
Right.
They're practically models with a real drummer.
Yeah.
So I just, but like, you gotta have the healthy mix. And but I love bands that don't. Like, there's a lot of bands out there I love that don't have that, and I think it just depends on the thing you're doing, But I really want those that really thick, synthy background, cool sounds, and I want to be cinematic, with my stuff. So, yeah.
Well, guys, we are out of time, and it's been so fun, hanging out with you guys and talking about how much fun we're going to have this weekend. So, hey, everybody out there in the comments and viewing, if you get a chance to come out and see us, it's going to be at the Airport Tavern. The doors open at 8. Show starts at 9 p.m. There's advanced ticket sales that we've all posted on all of our pages, so you can check them out there. Let us know if you need that link, and we'll send it to you.
And thanks again, Dawn, for inviting us.
Yeah. Oh, Dawn's gone. Bye, Dawn.
Bye, Dawn.
Bye, Dawn.
Dip out. Bam. Oh, yeah. She said she had to go early. That's right. It's late.
Oh, yeah, we too. We're going to watch
it. Cute dog.
Xena the wire.
Xena. I feel like I haven't seen Xena in forever.
I know. She was a full referee at the Beer Olympics too.
She was a tiny.
I'm so sorry. That was my birthday weekend. So,
girl, it was mine too. I feel you. I will tell you this: you were missed, because you know what? You should have been on that battlefield to show some of these bitches how it's fucking done.
I'm telling you,
it's about, baby. Tony here has always brought the house down at the Paralympics.
Always does, I'm sure. You know, like
dude, I'm a competitor.
I'll tell you what, she's competitor through and through, because even when the team loses, she comes through on that MVP, and that chug game is something fierce. Like, I'll tell you what, you were definitely fucking missed, but not missed too much because you weren't on my team. So low key, I was a little bit excited.
I know, I was sad.
I know you can bring it.
And I was like, man, but I thought I would have been on Team Yellow.
Dude, and my fuck did they need you.
Team Yellow
last place. They got last place, baby. They needed you, but thank God you weren't there. I was not on Team Yellow.
Yeah, I saw who was on Team Yellow.
Yeah, you bring it. You would have brought it. You would have. That team definitely needed you.
But I stole it for our
it would have just pissed me off being like the best one on my team and like nobody being able to contend with. Come on.
Well, you know what though? Actually, Team Yellow got a couple mans down. So Steven Schiffman, who is literally got one of those.
I love Schiffman.
Yeah, he's got an open throat. Like, he could chug a boot. Like, he dumped it out on the ground.
It's like dumping it down the sink.
It's literally, it just disappears. It's magic. And he got put on Team Yellow. So you would have seen, man, if you were there, you
God damn it.
I know we gotta go.
Next year, we'll plan better.
Something caught my eye real quick. I need to know the story about the guitar that's on Maxine's left.
Oh, on the
007.
The sexy one.
That's cool looking.
Okay, so I designed this guitar, and it was made by Max's best friend back in North Dakota. This license plate with the 007 was on my car when I met Max.
Plate.
So it says GLR 007. So that was girl 007. My dad did that, like girl license to kill. And the wood is from an old barn in South Dakota.
What?
And so I traced out his flying V, the Gibson, and sent his friend the pattern, and he cut it out and built this for him.
What?
And it's a really cool little switch here. So there's this switch that he's always wanted that, because then it doesn't have a volume knob or anything. It's just a switch. It's very I guess simplistic.
Yeah, very rudimentary. That's all you need. I mean, they're guitarists. We can't ask for much. You know,
he'll have this
I'm just kidding. I love my guitar.
He has this one as part of our set.
Usually guitarists are the only ones who have their shit together. Yeah. Yes,
definitely. Corey,
Suburban Dad.
Corey's the only guy in my band that's been holding on. Well, thank you for explaining that. It looks really cool from a glance. Cyberpunk, actually.
It is really cool. Oh my gosh, it turned out even better than what I thought it would. You know, we're still live though, so we should.
Oh yeah, sorry, everyone's gonna go.
Love you guys. We'll see you on Saturday. Let's probably do Crypt, Maxwell's, and Murder Weapons, dude.
Can't wait, you guys. All right, I will.
Take us out.
Let's go.
Take us the fuck out.
All right, kitty cat, you are here watching Musician Hangouts with the two beautiful, lovely ladies, Mrs. Crash, Tony Lucas, and Mrs. Maxine Maxwell. Thank you once again for having us here representing from Cryptamnesia. We will see you feisty kitty cats this Saturday at the Airport Tavern in Tacoma, Washington. You heard it right. The Maxwell's Crypt and fucking Murder Weapons. Let's go, baby. We'll see you there.
Yes, can't wait.
Thank you for having us.
Can't wait to see you. Love you. Stay safe.